Reviews say this ship should have been sunk instead of sold. So today, we're boarding one of the world's lowest rated cruise ships to see if it's truly a vacation from hell. We're putting our own money on the line to investigate the terrible food and disrepair so you don't end up wasting thousands on a disaster at sea. We expected to hate every second of this cruise, but halfway through the sailing, we discovered that some of the reviews may have been a little bit over the top and not quite right. Well, ahoy there, cruisers. Welcome back. We are just boarding the Carnival Adventure as we speak. Check-in was super easy. A little bit strange that you have to have your boarding passes printed off, but do not worry, they can do it here in port for you. We haven't seen that before on any of our cruises. Feeling a little bit apprehensive just because of those reviews, but we'll see what it's like. We have to judge for ourselves, right? Check-in was a breeze. Dropping off our bags was a breeze. Very quick and easy, so no complaints there. Let's do this and get on, right? Also, we've came straight into the casino, guys, so this is what the casino looks like. On first impressions, she does look very traditional. We'll fill you in about who the ship was before because she's had a few different cruise lines and a few different operators, so we'll let you know. But yeah, this is a first for us, so we're going to C. So this is B, so we'll find out where we're going. Oh, this is very traditional. Wow, back to the past, eh? This is the centre of the ship. C's just down here, but I want to have a little look down here, guys. This reminds me, and you'll see why soon, it's very similar to some of the old Princess cruise ships. Yeah, so I don't think I can keep the secret too long. This used to be a Princess Cruises ship, so it was Golden Princess back in the day. Then after that, she was the P&O Adventure, and we'll discuss why she's not anymore. Right, let's go find our muster station. But on first impression, she looks okay, really. She doesn't look too bad for a ship that's 25 years old.
Hi guys, so yeah, very easy and smooth check-in. We're just walking through the ship now after doing our muster station. We were told to watch a video in our room at our own time. There was no sort of thing to do with lifeboat drills or putting your life vest on or anything. It was just a check-in and go. We just walked through a little area called the Adventure Hotel, which looks like a sort of lounge area. So far, I'm pleasantly surprised. I was expecting the ship to look a lot older and in a very bad condition based on those reviews. But I mean, the carpets look all new, or the furniture looks pretty new, so on first impression, it looks rather lovely. I mean, it may be a different story for the cabins. We'll find out shortly.
So we've got two venues here. First up is the piano bar. Let's have a quick look in here. Do you know what? It doesn't look as bad as I thought. Just wait until we show you some of these reviews, guys. They were pretty negative, so we've came in here with very, very, very low expectations, but this looks like a normal bar on any cruise ship. Very traditional, but she looks in great condition with the carpets, the seats and things all look lovely. Obviously, you're going to have some live music here as well, which is great to see. We've got a full band set up in here, which is fabulous. But yeah, I don't think this is bad at all. Should we go have a look at next door? I think that's one of the specialty restaurants. Just to fill you in, this is a 3-night cruise. It's going absolutely nowhere. It's just a fun cruise with a few sea days so we can explore the ship. Because of those bad reviews, we didn't want to spend any longer on board just in case she was awful. But obviously, we're going to let you know the whole way through this video how it goes. Anyway, we've got the Trattoria. Oh yeah, so the Trattoria. Oh, this looks exactly like Princess. This looks like where Sabatini's is on the Princess ship. So this is Trattoria, which is one of the extra pay specialty restaurants on board. But yeah, she looks identical to the Sapphire Princess that we were on a few years ago. It looks very nice indeed, serving Italian food, and I've heard good things about it in here, so we might have to try it at some point. Oh, so I was wrong. They do complimentary pizza between 11 and 4 every day, which is great, so it might be a great alternative to the buffet when we check that out in a little while. Right, let's go and have a little look around before we go get some food, because I am starving, guys. We haven't ate anything today. So just to say, we're at a different cruise terminal here in Sydney as well. I don't even think I said, but the cruise is going from Sydney. We're at the White Bay Cruise Terminal, so it's not the regular one by the bridge or right in the city by the Opera House. It's a one little bit further away. Weirdly, we're coming back into that terminal, so we're leaving from a different terminal to the one that we're arriving in, which is a bit strange. Makes no difference to us, but it's a little bit harder to get to compared to the other one because it's not as central. Right, what have we got here?
Oh my gosh, this is a little bit strange. The wallpapers are very funky. Was there a sale on wallpaper at the DIY store? Because somebody's been going wallpaper crazy in the hallways. It is a little strange to me because I already know my way around the ship because, like Ben mentioned, pretend we've been on the Sapphire Princess. So it feels like a princess ship, but not a princess ship, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like a carnival ship, it feels like a princess ship. It's kind of like playing with my mind at the moment.
Yes, I wonder what multitude of sins that wallpaper's hiding behind it, because that's pretty funky. Right, so that was deck 7 that we just showed you. There are 3 main decks with public areas on board within the centre of the ship. Decks 5, 6 and 7. And we're going down to deck 6 now. And again, we've got that wacky design, the old school design. And there's something ahead of me called Dragon Lady. Let's go take a look. Oh, so actually this is one of the main dining rooms. There's a few on board. So yeah, this is on deck 6 at the bottom of the ship. It is exceptionally dark in here, guys. It's very, very dark. You often find that with the older cruise ships. They're a little bit more insular, darker, more wood design. Now, you can tell you're on a princess ship because this is the only thing on this part of the ship. So when you come down the stairs, you can't get anywhere else. So you need to go back up them to get to another part of the ship, which is a bit annoying, but it happens on ships now and again. So yeah, so as we come out of the dining room, it's kind of cut off. There's nowhere else we can go. So back upstairs to deck 7, go a bit forward, then back down again. Terrible design.
Back on deck 7 at the front of the ship, we just walked past the Supper Club and we had a little look in. It's like a show lounge at the very front, but blummin' heck, now this is where the ship is showing its age. It definitely looks dated in here. I mean, leopard print and bright red and yellow couches. I'm not sure who's designed this or done that, but it definitely doesn't look as up-to-date and modern as some of the other ships. Now, we've actually just been on the Celebrity Millennium, which is Celebrity Cruises' oldest cruise ship in their fleet, and they did a really nice update of the ship, really bringing it up-to-date and modern. So it's actually quite good that we are doing these back-to-back because we're really comparing how you bring a really old ship up-to-date.
So we're just on deck 6 now, so the mid-deck, and I'm at the centre of the ship in the atrium, and to be fair, it looks really nice. Now, this ship is looking a lot better than I thought it was going to look compared to the reviews, guys. It really is. On this deck, you seem to have lots of shopping around as well as the guest services desk. But now we're going to make our way forward to see what's here. But it looks pretty much normal, to be fair. It does look like a princess ship. It really does, which is fabulous. And I'm loving all of the wood walls and things. It's really nice. It looks very, very traditional compared to a lot of the newish cruise ships we're on. So this isn't a complaint at all. It really does look quite pretty. Can you see what I mean? It's really nice. All of the lovely wood walls, and these are proper wood. They're not all of the fake stuff. Oh, we've got another restaurant here, which is Luke's Bar and Grill. So I think that's another specialty restaurant. It's closed at the moment. So we're just going to make our way forward. I think we've got cabins down here as well. So if we peek through here, yes, we do. We've got some cabins, which is a cabin deck. So you can see some of the cabins down there. And let's go have a little walk forward. Now, they have just made an announcement to say that the cabins are ready, which is very early indeed. And the ship feels very quiet. So we're wondering if it's going to be really quiet on this cruise. Fingers crossed it will be. The kids have just gone back to school last week here in Australia for their summer holidays, which is weird because it's January here. But yeah, so we walk down the back. We've got another venue. Let's go check out what this is. Oh, so this is called Marquee, and it looks like a little music venue maybe in a bar. Oh, this is very lovely indeed. So yeah, so we've got a small bar here off to one side. Oh, it's very small indeed. So I'm guessing this may be like a special bar. Then let's make our way further down here to see what it is. Let's see what venues we've got here. Oh, I'm not sure. It's got a door there which is closed. So I'm guessing that might be another shore lounge in there. It says, "We can't wait to see you at the shore," but there's no peeking. Pretty much sure that black and white lounge was the smoking lounge on Princess, and that door which I just saw there is the theatre. I'm pretty positive about that because it's the very front of the ship and I very vaguely remember the layout. But yeah, let's head up another deck, shall we? To deck number, or head down a deck maybe, deck number 5. Guys, I'm getting very confused to where we are. Let's go down. Deck number 5.
So, we're finally in Australia, and this week's video sponsor, eSIM.io, has been keeping us connected on this journey. eSIM.io is basically a digital SIM card. So instead of putting a little plastic SIM in your phone, you download it to your phone through the app, and it gives you data while you're overseas without the expensive roaming charges. And it's essential for us to have data and stay connected for everything really. Booking Ubers, finding things to do, and finding, more importantly, coffee, without using the traditional DPS that Ben calls it, the David Positioning System. The reason we like it is that you install it once and that's it. It works in over 190 countries. And because we're hopping from port to port, we use the regional plan. meaning every port on this trip has been covered by one plan. If you use our code CRUISE100, you will get 100% cash back on your top up. What that basically means, if you top up $20, you'll get another $20 to use as credit in the app. Just click the link in the description section below to get started, or you can click the QR code on the screen right now. So just walking through deck 5, I do feel very excited about this cruise because it's always something new for us. It's always good to be doing something new and trying new things, but we're a little bit confused at the moment because there's not that many public areas in terms of public bars and lounges and things like that. I do wonder if they've added more cabins. I'll have to do a little bit of research about that, if they added more staterooms during the refit, because it feels like there's only a few bars really. We've almost seen all of them.
So as we walk further down, half of this deck is dedicated to cabins, and this is just like a little seating area. There isn't much here apart from some games. What is this machine down here as well? Let's go have a look at what this possibly could be. Oh yes, so I think you can manage your account using these stations, which is great because it means you can often avoid guest services where you often see really long lines. Got some games there, and then we're on that bottom deck of the Atrium, so the 3-story Atrium, and like I said, very princess-esque, and it is very lovely indeed. I do like this. It's a nice little area. On one side, just to my right, I think we've got a cafe. Oh, nice. So this would have been the International Cafe. It's called the Avalon Cafe. Oh, but everything on this one is an extra charge, guys. So $12 for a sandwich, $22, $6. We've got cakes as well. So unlike Princess, where all of this is included in the price, it's all an extra charge. So about $5 or $6 for a cake. And obviously you can pay for your coffee as well. Wow. Even the cookies are an extra charge, guys. How crazy is that? I don't think I've ever seen you have to pay for cookies before. Now, this in no way feels like any Carnival ship we've been on before. It feels very, very different. I can see how this was a company called P&O Australia. They kind of closed their doors last year and have converted into Carnival. They were a part of the Carnival brand all along, but now they're a Carnival cruise ship. So just next to that little cafe, we've got a bar. Then on the opposite side, we've got an extra specialty restaurant called Sushi Express, and then some shops a little bit further along, cherry on top. So we have seen that on a Carnival ship before. But this Atrium area called the lobby is very nice indeed. It's very cool. I like it. It feels very elegant and traditional, like we've seen on the older ships before. But again, like I said, it feels nothing like Carnival at all. Crazy.
For an old ship, some of the areas look really nice. Lots of the areas look very bright, very modern, and very, very up to date, really. So quite impressed with the changes they've made since it was a Princess ship.
So let's go up to our cabin. We're going to take one of the lifts or elevators just to see what they're like. We're on deck 10. We're going to show you around, but first, let's talk about what we're going to be looking into in this video. So we want to investigate the top 4 complaints that people are posting online. So many reviews are saying the same thing. So complaint number 1, the food is horrible, cold, undercooked. Smithmoor on Cruise Critic said it's like prison or hospital food, and the cruise was totally ruined by the dreadful food. Complaint number 2 is the ship is in a state of disrepair. Total crap Carnival on Cruise Critic said the ship should have been sunk, not sold. The worst cruise they have ever taken. Everything broken or in disrepair. It's old and worn out and held together by the fools that wasted their money. Complaint number 3. The entertainment is just so bad people are walking out. Nickel18 on Cruise Critic said, just don't. People walked out of the shows because they were so bad. There was barely anything to do on the sea days. I cannot express how much I recommend literally any other cruise line. And finally, complaint number 4. Terrible service and rudeness. Trot K0 on Cruise Critic says, this wasn't a holiday, it was a living hell. The crew should have paid us to sail with them, not charge them for a living nightmare. Downright rudeness endured on a daily basis. All the staff had just given up on doing their job. So there we have it. I'm very excited to do all of this investigating because so far the ship looks fine. It really does. Now she does look very old, but not worthy of some of those reviews. Now we're on deck 10. Let's go check out this cabin, shall we?
Okay, time to see our cabin. Like I mentioned earlier, I am interested to see what the cabins are like because in major refits of ships, they sometimes just leave the cabins. The smell, it does smell like an old ship in here. I can almost smell the fumes of the engines in this corridor. It's actually quite strong. Ben's pointing at me, so I'm thinking, this is us. Oh my gosh, this looks like a paycheck from work. Looks like I'm going to get paid from this. So it's us, Benedict and David. Let's see what it's like.
Right, let's go have a look inside, guys. Ooh, this is nice. Oh my gosh, this is much nicer than I thought it was going to be. So yes, we booked a suite, the very lowest category. It was super cheap. We'll let you know how much more than a balcony it was because we thought this was going to be pretty awful. But so far, we've been proven quite wrong. We get a few free waters there. We've got a desk area here as well, which explains all of our suite benefits on there, which is great. And then we've got the fun times document, which is basically a thing telling you what's going on during the day and all of the entertainment. Then on the other side, we've got a nice sink, which is fabulous, and a nice mirror. But look at this. It's a lovely living room. This is quite impressive. Brand new carpet. Now, she does smell a little bit musty, I've got to say. But what is this? But she is an old ship. Oh, we've got treats. Oh, chocolate raisins, some cashew nuts, and some blueberries. Very random indeed. And then on this chair over here, take me out, sun needed. It doesn't look like she's been much updated apart from those carpets, but apart from that, she looks great. Big old TV there. I don't know if you can see that, but that is very low resolution. But look at this. Oh, we've got a coffee machine, which is fabulous. So coffee machine, lots of storage. I can see lots of North American outlets and Australian outlets as well. So if you are coming on here, that's worth keeping mind of. There's quite a few all around the room. There's some over there as well. But we've got a lovely seating area. It's a very big cabin and a nice balcony door there as well. But look at this. You come through to the next room, which is curtained off, and you've got another balcony door there, which is great. And then a big old bed. It looks massive. Now, this does separate, but how good does that look? I'm actually flabbergasted. Those reviews, it gets, like we said at the beginning, it gets about 2 out of 5. So it is one of the lowest rated reviewed ships in the entire world. But so far, I'm really struggling to see why. Is it because Australians have a really high standard? Could be, absolutely could be. But I do think we have quite a high standard as well because we get to cruise a lot. So seeing this so far is nice. Now, it isn't perfect. I can see chips of wood everywhere. Some things haven't been ironed, like the bedding. It looks a bit messy. But apart from that, she does look like she's in pretty good nick for a ship that's 25 years old, because that is old. So just imagine your car or a van or a caravan or motorhome being 25 years old. It would be very old indeed. So all of our bags have came as well. But yeah, what a lovely room. Let's see what's around here. So we've got a lovely desk area, and then looks like we've got a wardrobe area with some nice, lovely, what do you call these again? I completely forgot what they're called. Robes. Oh, Byron Beach Club. And I think these are some nice little sandals. And then this is the bathroom, which is very nice and... David! Are you serious?
I didn't realise it was a walk-through bathroom.
Oh my God, I'm going to actually kill you. I'm going to go lay down now for 10 minutes. She scared the bejesus out of me.
Okay, so let's go into the bathroom. I am taking over now because I just gave Ben a complete heart attack. So in here, we've got a nice big bathtub, and it looks like it has bubbles. It's like a jacuzzi bath. I think they're jets down the side there. Ben's going to be very happy with that. We'll have to try that out. How very fancy though, guys. A jacuzzi bathtub. And then you also have a shower as well in a nice glass cubicle. Not a rainfall shower or anything like that, but also it did say you get some premium amenities. Let's open the door. Let's see what these are like, shall we? Should we do the sniff test? Feels very nice. Quite a manly smell though. So that's the bathroom, and let's head into the toilet area. So coming into the toilet space. So as we discovered, it's like a walk through. So your bathroom and your toilet is separate, and then you have a toilet space as well. Again, we've got, oh, there's the toilet down there. And then again, we've got these premium products. Now, what actually are they? Something from Melbourne. More from Melbourne. Although this one looks like, oh, I think this one's broken. This one looks like it's been through a bit of a rough patch. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think whoever was in here before went hard on the hand wash. It looks a bit tired, that one. Oh, nice big mirror just to say. And it's actually quite surprisingly bright in here. So older ships, usually the bathrooms are quite dark. Now, it's not the brightest, but it's relatively bright. I'm quite impressed. Let's do the towel test. I mean, they look a little bit sad, don't they? They look a little bit limp. Let's see how soft they are, from sandpaper to a teddy bear. They're literally as rough as a badger's behind.
So let's go and have a look outside and see what the balconies are like. It looks very big. Right, how would we open this? Oh, there we go. Oh, nice. Let's have a look outside. So it is a beautiful day here in White Bay in Sydney. Just look how spectacular that is. And like I said, we're not in the same place we normally are. We are usually parked over in the main international cruise terminal by the very famous bridge over there in the distance. We've got quite the overhang below, so we can definitely see into people's cabins, which reduces that privacy a bit. Same goes for ours as well, actually, so your people can look into our cabin, because you can see we're on a slight overhang as well. Now, in regards to our balcony, we've got 2 sunbeds, lots of paint splatters and things, and these do look like they have seen better days. I mean, look at this, guys. That's terrible, right? That clearly needs repairing. Lots of stains all over there as well. Yeah, you've got paint all over here as well. It does look like it could do with a good sanding and maybe a repainting. That's definitely seen better days. Quite dirty out here as well. Lots of dust and dirt on my hands. And then on the other side, we've got a little seating area, which is great. So it is a huge balcony with those 2 sets of balcony doors, one from the living room, one from the bedroom. But yeah, that's quite impressive indeed, size-wise, but she's seen better days for sure.
So we've just done the clean test, which we lovingly call the finger test. And I would say it got a D- because it's not the cleanest. Very dusty. A lot of the surfaces behind where you can actually see are still dirty. There is hairs around, and also we're finding little bits of rubbish sort of hidden in really strange places, like in the air conditioning units. Very odd indeed. So not the cleanest cabin.
Now, there is a little list here of some rules, quite a few rules about keeping very quiet in the corridors. Do not run or scream or shout in the corridors. There's curfews for kids, which is normal. And then beverages and clack or clap fans. I have no idea what they are. Those are little fans that you sort of clack. They're not allowed on dance floors, and beverages are not allowed on the dance floors as well. Already handheld or clap fans. Now, that's the most random thing I've ever seen. Illegal narcotics, I mean, goes without saying, so maybe that's a problem on board. And smoking with lots of warnings on there as well. So yes, lots of warnings for the cruise ship. So we don't know what it's going to be like. Is it going to be like some of those older Carnival ships in the USA? Well, we'll find out. But yeah, the cabin is surprisingly quite nice, apart from the smell. It does smell quite pungent in here, like Grandma's flat from the 1960s. But hey, I think I'm going to go grab some food now. We have to give a big shout out to our patrons who make all of our videos possible. In return, we give you episodes exclusively just for you that nobody else gets to see. Plus, we give you a monthly video chat, early access to our videos, and ad-free access to our videos. You too can become a patron by clicking the link in the description section below. Here we go, guys. Welcome to the pantry, which is the onboard buffet. As you can see, it is absolutely rammed on here. We always say don't go to the buffet on boarding day, but we are going to take a quick look around at the food and sort of see what things are like. So yeah, this buffet is very, very small indeed. Wow, it is completely tiny, guys. Let's go take a look at some of the food, shall we? So we're going here. We've got some meat, not sure what type of meat that is, and then you've got some sandwiches with butter and cheese. It is absolutely roasting in here, so everything's melting by the looks of it. That cheese looks like it has probably seen better days as well. More melting butter. Then we've got some selection of bread with some tomato soup, and then let's see what we've got over here. So this is the Mexicana section. Let's go have a look at what we've got. So we've got some Mexican dishes. Looks like we've got maybe some fish, some rice, some salad, and then some more dishes over here. Looks quite messy, to be honest, guys. You've got dal of the day, some rice. So this looks like the Indian section. We've got some eggplant masala, fish curry, butter chicken, which actually looks very good, and beef korma. Then we've also got the desserts as well, which look fine. I mean, they don't look anything special, guys, but nothing particularly appetizing in my humble opinion. Ooh, an I've finally found cookies, guys. They look absolutely pathetic. What the heck are they? Look like smashed up used cookies. Good lord, guys, that is absolutely horrendous sensory overload. Now, I'm not a person who kind of gets overloaded easily. I can handle situations that are busy quite well, but even I was struggling in there. The food looks god awful now. The manners in there are just horrendous as well. Nobody was washing their hands. Everybody was just handling the tongs and then picking up things with their hands. It was horrible. So there's not a chance in hell I'm going to eating there. Not because the food is bad, because I've had bad food before and I don't care. Just because I don't want to catch anything. I don't want to be ill from this cruise and get norovirus or some other tummy bug. I'm not going to risk it. It looks awful in there. So that's definitely one of the issues on board that we've seen so far. Now we're at the back of the ship and the Oasis area. Now this is an adults only area and it actually looks really nice. It's kind of a tiered deck system, but just behind me is the Viking Orion. Oh my gosh, guys, I have never wanted to be on a cruise ship so much than her. We love Viking cruises and we're going to be going on one later on in the year and they are just so fantastic and such a parallel to this, but it's an unfair comparison because they're so much more expensive than this, so we can't even compare them. It would be completely unfair. Right, we're going to show you quickly a few of the outdoor areas and then we're going to go and try and find some food somewhere else. Maybe we'll just have to pay for it, but I'm not eating that. It just looks so rubbish. Guys, it was like a hospital or prison. They even had the prison trays, the metal trays that you get to put your food on. I am not even joking you. My gosh.
Just walking along the outdoor decks and oh gosh, it's a hot one today. The outdoor decks don't look too bad. They have gave them a little bit of a spruce up. We actually found a quiet deck on deck 15. That was quite nice with a couple of hot tubs. And we've also got the carnival sign as well just behind us. Don't know if you can see that. There we go. It's a great place to come get a picture of your cruise. And we're going to head towards the back of the ship now where it looks like we have some water slides. But we've came up just to get some shots out on the outside and have a look over the city because we can see the famous Sydney Harbour Bridge there in the distance, which is pretty cool indeed.
Ooh, so moving on, we've also got a solarium, which is nice to see. So it has the big retractable roof up there, and it's quite a nice space. You've got 2 hot tubs, a pool, and a bar as well.
So your main pool area looks pretty standard. There's a lot of space for sunbathing. There's a couple of hot tubs and a pool in the middle. We have been warned on this cruise that it does get extremely busy out here. There's also a big screen on there, but it's not showing movies or anything. It's just showing rules. That's one thing we've noticed. There seems to be a lot of rules and restrictions and notices telling you what to do. So on that screen, it was going through all the different rules of the ship, what to wear, what not to wear, what to do, what not to do. But it was a very standard pool area. It's not the worst we've seen, and it's not in the worst condition we've seen on a cruise ship.
So this is lovely. We've came to the front of the ship, and on the top decks, we've got the Byron Beach Club. Now, this is part of the suite experience. So if you're in one of those suites, you get access to these areas outside. And this is one of the big reasons that we booked it, guys, because we get a little bit more privacy here, a little bit more quiet, because we know that the weather's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be super, super busy because everybody will be outside. So this is a lovely area. Lots of comfortable seating, lots of lovely lounges. You've got a big old pool area as well with 2 hot tubs, much quieter than the main decks. And then at the very front of the ship, you've also got a bar and a seating area, which is a little bit more shaded. You can order food as well for an extra charge. And it's just really nice. It seems like a really nice area where we can come and chill out. So I'm looking forward to spending a little bit of time in this area outside. But this is one of the main reasons, because we've flown all the way to Australia. We want to enjoy it as well. So we don't want to be in the smallest cabin. We're not flying all of this way, and there wasn't much difference in price, to be honest, as we'll tell you later on. Right, so we're going to head for some lunch now. Unfortunately, the only option for complimentary food is the buffet right now. There's absolutely no other places on board to eat. That doesn't include a fee, apart from that pizza place, which is now closed earlier on. So we're going to head down to the cafe downstairs. Now, first thoughts about the ship is that it isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be honest. For a ship that is 25 years old, she looks pretty good so far, but we'll often find the cracks start to appear after a few days. So I'm going to keep you updated throughout, but let's go grab some food, shall we?
So like we mentioned, we came down to the cafe in the Atrium to grab something to eat, all an extra charge. To be fair, the prices are not completely unreasonable. It was $6 for my sandwich, and that is the price you pay because there's no service or gratuity charges on board these ships in Australia, unlike some of the US ships, which then would add 20% on top of it. I went for a cheese panini, the most basic thing you could get, but it's nice that it's been toasted. Let's give it a go. Does what it says on the tin. It's a cheese panini. I mean, it could have been toasted a little bit longer, but it's fine. I think it has might have salad cream in it. I am not the biggest salad cream fan, and for our North Americans, it's like a sauce, like a sort of similar to mayonnaise that you get in the UK. I'm sure that's salad cream. It might not be, it might be the mayonnaise, but it has a slight strange taste to it. It's fine, and it does the job to fill me up. Now, we did have to wait quite a while for these. There is only one crew member serving both the hot drink, so the coffee, and the food at the same time, and bless her, she had 2 separate lines, so it took ages, and she wasn't the happiest, and I don't blame her, to be honest. It does feel like there's not that many crew members on board, and they're all kind of doing multiple things.
I got a chicken and avocado sandwich, and it does look quite nice actually, but it's bad that you have to pay for the food, right guys? There should be better food than that available, but let me go and have a try. Really good. But yeah, it definitely has salad cream in there. It's kind of like mayonnaise with vinegar maybe. That's what it kind of tastes like. I like it, but David doesn't. It's not bad at all for the price, real guys. I mean, $6 is what, about $4 US, so it's not ridiculously expensive with no tax on there and stuff as well. And maybe you've just got to pay for the good food. That's why you pay a cheap price to get on board, eh? So that was not very successful, guys. David's was vile. Mine wasn't much better, to be honest, providing we paid for it. My donut, however, was vile. It was frozen in the middle, yuck, and the biscuit on top was all soggy and just fell apart. It's supposed to be a hard Biscoff biscuit. We took it back. It wasn't good at all. It was absolutely disgusting. Fingers crossed this is not a sign of things to come. Well, it might be, according to the reviews. Next up, it was time for the Sailaway, and this was an early one because we left port about 3:45. And here's where parking or docking at the White Bay Cruise Terminal turned out to be fantastic, because guess what? We got to sail under the bridge, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which was absolutely amazing, guys. We both had goosebumps because we've never done it before. We've always departed from the other terminal where the Princess Cruises ship was parked, the Discovery Princess. There was lots of people partying and screaming. Then there was a big countdown as we went under the bridge, and everybody was screaming and people on the bridge were waving, the horns were honking. It was absolutely fantastic, guys. Honestly, it's one Sailaway that we are never ever going to forget. And just look at this weather. It is absolutely spectacular. Blue skies, nice and warm. Everybody's in a good mood. All of the entertainment crew came out and were doing dance parties on the decks. It was very, very cool. It was very busy, but one Sailaway that we are never ever going to forget. What an absolutely great way to start our cruise here in Sydney. Anyway, time to go unpack and get ready for dinner. Right guys, let's talk about a few stuff because we are all unpacked now. So we're all kind of sorted out in our cabin. Unfortunately, after about an hour of being in our cabin, our air conditioning has conked out and it's slowly rising. It's now about 24 degrees Celsius, so it's about 76 degrees Fahrenheit and rising. They're trying to fix the problem. I've been in with some measurement tools and they said yes, it is broken, which is a little bit unfortunate. I don't know what our luck is with cruising lately, but all of the cabins we've been in have been extortionately hot and we can't cool them down. We're just having bad luck, I guess. Anyway, I just wanted to say I've just downloaded the Carnival Cruise Line app, which is called the Carnival Hub. Have to say it is very good indeed. You can do everything on here, from booking your meals to actually looking at the menus in all of the restaurants. You can take a look at what's going on around the ship as well, so it is pretty vital. And you can also check your bill as well, which is really good as well, so you can check how much money you're spending. Anyway, we have a dinner reservation at 7:30. It's quite unusual because it's like rotational dining. There's 3 different dining rooms, an Italian, an Asian, and kind of a regular American, North American restaurant, and you kind of go throughout them throughout your cruise, and all of the bookings have been made automatically for us. So we're going to head to the first one, Angelo's, which I think, looking at the menu, is the Italian restaurant. So let's head down and see what main dining is like on this Carnival cruise ship. I am very, very interested to see what it's going to be like.
So we've checked in for dinner here in Angelo's, and we've looked out, guys, because we have a window table. How fab is that? And we actually get to enjoy it as well because it's still daylight and we can see this beautiful sea view, although it's looking a little bit choppy out there at the moment. Now, the service so far has been very hands-off. That's the way I'll say it. For example, the gentleman showed us in, but he only walked halfway and then pointed and said, "Your seat's over there," and then walked back. There was no sort of formal greeting drinks or anything like that. There's not even menus on the tables. You have to scan a QR code to view the menu as well. Now, you can tell you're on a Carnival cruise when the shopman comes round, and he has been round twice offering us shots from a tray, which we politely declined this time, maybe next time. But we've got some drinks. We ordered a bottle of water, so we've got our bottle of water. Ben's got his Sprite Zero, and we're looking forward to dinner tonight to see what is on offer.
Shock horror, no bread course. My gosh, I think we were on celebrity cruises for too long. Absolutely no bread at all, and all of the starters have just been brought out at once, which is fine. I went for the bruschetta. I'm going to go and try it. Oh, it feels a bit soggy already. Let's go have a try. Yep, the bread's a little bit soggy. It tastes fine though. Also went for a salad as well, which looks like an Italian salad. Let's have a little try. It does look a little bit basic, but it doesn't look awful. It doesn't look off or anything. It looks fresh. Tastes nice and healthy. Nothing special. Like, there's no tablecloths or anything like that on Carnival. It is very, very basic, but you get what you pay for, so we totally understand that as well. But yeah, that's not too bad at all, really.
Efficiency is the number one thing in this main dining room. They bring everything out at the same time. You get one knife and fork, and you will stick with it the whole meal. Now, for my first course, I got the minestrone soup, and I have to say, big portion. Really impressed with that, and it looks like it's nice and hot. Let's give it a try. That's actually very, very delicious. Thick soup, very filling. It's got lots in there. It's got the pasta, the beans, tiny bit of parmesan on the top, but it's nice and hot. That's a pretty decent minestrone soup. I am happy with that. And then I also went for the seafood fritters. Now, I'm not quite sure what is what. It all is the same colour. It's just kind of deep fried seafood stuff with a garlic sauce on the side. Nondescript seafood items. I think there's a prawn in there somewhere. Oh, that was the prawn. Not my favourite thing. The sauce is really nice on the side, but it's quite greasy. And the batter is incredibly thick. But it's fine. I actually really like the minestrone soup. For me, that is the winner.
Gosh, guys, we're going to be done in about 15 minutes from beginning to start. Our next course has been plopped down in front of us. I went for the lasagna. It looks what I like to call interesting. I'm not sure what it is, but the portions are quite big, because we know that the portions on Carnival in North America were usually quite small, and they were so small sometimes you had to order more than one, and now they've put an extra charge on. So if you order more than 3, you've got to pay $7 per course. It's a bit cheap, isn't it? But I'm not sure how many people are going to be ordering 3 main courses anyway, so not many people are going to get that fine. Well, let's go and have a little taste, shall we? It's okay. It's a bit on the cold side. Well, not cold, it's just room temperature, so it's not very warm. No idea what that creamy sauce is. But yeah, it's not the worst. Certainly nothing to write home about. Edible, at least.
Yes, I played it safe as well. I went for one of the pastas with sauce. I think it was a garlic sauce. So they had a couple of pastas where you could just choose a pasta and a sauce. It's a little bit tasteless, to be honest. It definitely needs seasoning. Could be hotter as well. It's sort of tepid temperature, but it's a big portion. That's what I'll say. It's a big portion of pasta. I just wish it had a little bit more flavour. I can't really taste the cheese or the garlic, to be honest. It kind of just tastes like spaghetti, like plain spaghetti, but wet. I don't know how that's actually possible, but hey, they've done it.
So, dessert was actually particularly good, guys. I got the Carnival melting chocolate cake, and David got the panna cotta. Both were very, very good indeed. So a bit of a mix, really, but I have to say, from our first actual main dining room experience, very impressed. Now, it wasn't anything special or amazing or outstanding, but it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, we did have lots of upselling during that meal as well. So we had the guy from the spa, somebody from the specialty restaurants, and a photographer. So it was non-stop upselling, but we can talk about that another time. But not bad at all. Outside we've got a movie playing, and it's a new one, so it's the new Wicked for Good movie, and that's only just been out in cinemas, so quite impressed. So it's quite busy out here now whilst they're showing that. So yeah, movies under the stars, a very Carnival thing to do, but yeah, very good indeed. Wow, there's a storm of brewing, guys. That really is. It's very humid out here. I have to mention as well, the ship itself is so extortionately hot everywhere. It is roasting. It's actually cooler outside in the middle of a summer where it's been sort of 25-30 degrees Celsius. The ship is very, very warm. But we've just spotted something at the back of the ship which we didn't show you earlier on, and it's very interesting. So let's go take a look, shall we? Oh, it's a bit creepy.
So we saw this earlier from the outside, and we wanted to check it out on the inside to see exactly what it is. We're on deck 17. I'm going to go up to a nightclub, guys. We're going to actually maybe go back in time. Why does it have a travelator in the middle of this nightclub? It's not actually working as well. I don't think they use it anymore. But what is that all about? I feel like I'm in an airport. Like I'm at Manchester Airport. Let's go and check it out. Gosh, Ben, I see why they had that travelator. This is so strange. So to what I can only describe as like a bridge at the very back of the ship. And in here is the 1990s.
Wow. 1990s indeed. Look at this, guy. So this is the onboard nightclub, which is on the back of the ship over that walkway. Look at this. This is so funny. Disco Fever, 1970s. Saturday Night Fever, a little bit of John Travolta. You got a lovely dance floor where you can make your moves and maybe do a bit of ABBA. Look at that. That's fabulous, isn't it? And lights just about everywhere. It's a bit crazy. It's completely dead in here as well. Nobody's in here at the moment, which makes it feel even stranger. But yeah, lots of seating and panoramic windows in the day as well. But yeah, what a very unique venue on a cruise ship. I actually quite like it. Oh my God. He's not even had a drink, guys. What the heck is this? Thank God there's nobody else in here, right? Oh my Lord. He's too gay for YouTube.
The algorithm's cancelled me.
Anyway, away from the 1990s, back into current day times, we're going to go to the theatre to have a look at the Welcome Aboard show to see what that's like compared to other entertainment on other cruise ships. So let's go down and see what the entertainment's all about on Carnival Adventure. Let's do this. Slap me with a mullet and call me a kangaroo, guys. Number one, what's with all the mullets? Is that a thing in Australia?
I think so.
I remember from Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, there was a lot of mullets, and that was a film a while ago, but a lot of the kids had mullets, which is quite funny. Anyway, I digress. The entertainment was a bit disappointing. It didn't have the same production value as we've seen on other Carnival ships, you know, with the fun button. It was kind of a welcome show, but it was just the cruise director rabbiting on for about 40 minutes and then one performance song from the cast. So it was a bit strange. It was a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, compared to the American Carnival ships that we've been on, where they came out with t-shirt cannons and there was glitter and they had like every member of every band on the ship at once, it was very subdued.
Another thing, our air conditioning hasn't been fixed, so it's still not working in the bedroom at all. It's working in the living room area but not in the bedroom, so it is very warm in here. Hopefully we do sleep. Now we're going to come back to you on the last day of the cruise. It's only a 3-day cruise, just to show you how we're getting on, exactly what we've done during the last day or so, and keep you updated and let you know, really, is this definitely one of the worst rated ships in the world, or are those reviews wrong? So I'll see you in a few days. Good morning, guys. Yes, sleep has been a bit difficult in this cabin, unfortunately. We've had problems with the air conditioning, as we've said. We tried calling through to guest services on our phone during the night, but nobody was answering at all, so we just had to deal with it, really. Luckily, we do have a fan that we bought from Amazon, which was very handy indeed. Bed's a little bit uncomfortable, but the worst thing is the smell. There's kind of a really strong smell of food / sort of oil or maybe fuel, so it really stinks in here. It's giving me a headache every day we wake up, which is really annoying. Anyway, less of the morning, let's go for some breakfast in Angelo's, which is included in the price of staying in one of these Byron Bay suites, and let's see what breakfast is like on board, and then we'll fill you in on everything that we've been up to entertainment wise and things to do on the ship. So let's go.
Well, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? I've perked up because I just had some coffee. But first things first, coming into breakfast this morning was an experience. We went to the wrong side of the restaurant and got completely shouted at. Basically, it's almost like they're poised to have an argument with you. We arrived at 2 minutes past 9 and was told to go away. No, we are closed, blah, blah, blah. But we said, well, we were told 9:30. And he went, no, it's closed. And we said, no, we were told 9:30 by our cabin attendant. He went, yes, you need to go to the other side. Well, why not just say that in the first place? Anyway, we've came in and getting a table again is a little bit strange. No problem checking in. They said, oh yes, we have a table for 2, and they've put us on a table for 4, but one half of the table is completely filthy from the previous people and has not been cleaned up, whereas our half is clean. There was also another table next to us that was attached, and she said, oh, I'm going to make this into a table for 2 for somebody else, and they've put a crack about that big between us. So somebody is going to be probably joining us for breakfast very, very shortly. They've brought us coffee, no waters or anything, just coffee. There wasn't even milk or anything. We had to flag them back down for that. Let's give it a try. It'll do the job. It's functional. I think we're going to have to buy a coffee after this. It's terrible. Buffet coffee at best.
That's a crime against humanity, that is, guys. That tastes like dirty dishwater mixed with maybe a bit of gravel and a touch of mud. Yeah, so the menu we've had a look at, it looks okay, guys. The menu looks pretty good, but it is exactly the same as the other dining rooms. We just had a look, so apart from like one or two little dishes, I think a steak dish and a salmon dish, and that is it. So just two different dishes. But you still have to pay for things like bloomin' donuts. It's ridiculous. We're in a suite and we still got to pay for donuts, which is crazy. They're basically free on every other cruise line, so lots of nickel and diming about. But yeah, luckily it is freezing in here. It is very, very cold in here, but the rest of the ship is still boiling. But yeah, to be sat on a dirty table is pretty disgusting, to be fair. It's not great. It's not a great first look, is it? And service is very cold again and very rushed, and there's just no friendliness at all. It's just very efficient, if you know what I mean. So it's not horrible, but it's just kind of not friendly at all. And it's the same for everybody. Everybody's just been very quickly served and sort of chucked out as soon as they can. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, really.
So breakfast has arrived first. I had a croissant, and I actually got 2 croissants, treating myself. They're okay, a little bit stale. I think they've been sat there for a while, but hey ho, it's fine. But then the main event was my avocado on toast, and on first impression when he put it down, I was like, hey, it looks pretty good, it looks good. But once I've dug into it, there's a few issues. First of all, it's not toast, it's just bread. They haven't toasted the bread at all. And then the eggs on top, one's overcooked, one's perfect. Very thin slice of avocado, and it tastes like avocado you get for Mexican, so like guacamole, not like fresh avocado. It's fine, it does the job, but my bread has gone soggy because the eggs have made the bread soggy from the poaching, because they were poached eggs. It's fine. The eggs will fill me up.
Yes, so for some breakfast starters, I had the banana bread, which was absolutely wonderful until I found a giant hair in it, guys. And because me and David are both hairless sphinxes these days, it wasn't from us. So that's kind of put me off from that banana bread, even though it tasted lovely. Not very good. Anyway, for my main course, I went for a omelette with some hash browns. I did order sausages and toast as well, but that doesn't seem to have came. The omelette actually is not bad. It's quite good, but the hash brown looks good. A nice triangular kind of shape, but it's very, very greasy. It's just full of fat and oil, which makes it very unpleasant indeed. We've also got some pancakes as well, which are a little bit sad, to say the least. But hey, it is what it is. This is pretty bad, guys. It's probably one of the worst types of breakfast we've had on board a ship. Definitely not the worst, but nowhere near anything sort of decent, if you know what I mean. A bit disappointing, but it's kind of what we expected, so we're not that disappointed really, because we knew that it was going to be bad because we read all the reviews. Right, I'm going to finish my omelette though, because that is actually pretty good. So guys, after breakfast, we just came into one of the shops. Do you know what we found since we've been in Australia? Even though it isn't Australian, it's called Whittaker's, which is actually New Zealand. But this chocolate is absolutely freaking amazing. It is so good. But the good thing is, if the food's bad, we've got plenty of snacks we can buy from here to eat and survive for the next 24 hours or so. Oh, what the hell's that? A violet crumble and a chomp. It's always very interesting seeing all of these chocolate bars that we don't get back at home.
So we were going to go and get a coffee, but it was too busy at the coffee shop. There was quite a long line. It's very busy on the insides. I think it's because the weather outside's not great at the moment. It's quite misty and cloudy out there. So we've came for some trivia instead, but it's Aussie trivia, as in knowledge about Australia. Now, wouldn't it be weird, Ben, if we won this?
Flaming galah, David. It would be a blooming miracle if we won this. Anyway, just to say that there is absolutely loads going on today, which is really quite impressive, because we've been on a lot of cruise lines where there isn't much on a sea day. There is so much. There's trivia, shows, comedians, which I'm very impressed by. But we'll see how we do at this trivia. I have got no hope that we're going to do anything more than maybe 2 points, because we don't know much about Australian trivia. Just about maybe Kylie Minogue and Danny Minogue, and that's kind of our limit. Guys, we're doing absolutely terribly. I don't even know what half the words mean, let alone the questions. We did have a really nice guy helping us out, but then a woman just walked past and just burped in my face, which was quite funny. There's lots of drunk people, even though it's 9 a.m. It's very funny. Everybody's living their best life, but thank you to the guy who helped us. He's gone now. He was pulled away from his wife. But yeah, we're doing terribly. If we get like even 2 questions right, we've done well.
That was actually a lot of fun. The one thing we like about trivia is when we go into a trivia and we don't know anything, because you get really surprised of how much you actually do know. We got 10 out of 20, which I think is pretty good for 2 Brits, not knowing that much about Australian trivia. And not to brag, but we actually got more than some Australians, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Had they not done it? This is the second time now, so we've came back to our room. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they still haven't cleaned our room. We left the room at 8:30 this morning, so we've been out all day, and I've just taken this off, but this was on the door the whole time we were out as well. So that's a little bit frustrating.
Right, yeah, that's a bit annoying, guys. It's not even because we want the room to be cleaned. We just need things like towels and stuff, and that's the second day running now. So basically the entirety of our cruise where our room hasn't been cleaned. And we are in a suite as well, so we have paid extra for this as well. So you think we would be given some sort of priority. And we were desperate for things like a laundry bag. She promised to bring it on the first night. Our room attendant didn't bring it, so we haven't been able to get our free laundry. We've asked 3 times for it now. We can't get hold of anybody on the phones at all from guest services. Both days we've had room service delivered to our room as well, which is very annoying. So this morning at 7:30 in the morning, somebody was banging on our doors, and then the phone started ringing saying, "We've got your hot water for you and your milk." And we were like, "We've not ordered anything at all. We haven't ordered anything." 5 minutes later, somebody banging on the door again, trying to deliver it again and saying, "We've ordered it." I'm like, "No, we haven't ordered it." And he looks at the sheet of paper, we're in 10424 and it's for 10242 or whatever it was, and he apologized and left, but that's pretty bad anyway. But let's sum up sort of the experience based on those reviews that we had at the beginning. The number one issue was food, and yes, I would definitely say it's somewhat justified. It hasn't been great. The main dining rooms haven't been as bad as I thought they would be, but it's very hit and miss. It's just not very good quality food. It feels like it isn't the worst, but the quality of the food just isn't good. It's really low quality ingredients. The buffet is an absolute mess, and if you want anything decent, you seem to have to pay for it. So I would say that has been justified in some ways.
So the second issue that a lot of people comment on is that the ship is in a state of disrepair. Now, again, there is some truth in that. The public spaces, particularly the inside spaces, actually look okay. Some of the areas actually look like they have been refreshed really well. The biggest issue is in the cabins. That's where they look extremely old, and they do look rough around the edges. Things like broken drawers, our aircon isn't working, our balcony door doesn't lock anymore, so there really is maintenance issues in the cabins, and some of the outdoor spaces as well do look quite rough around the edges.
So the next complaint was entertainment, and again I think this is quite justified. The entertainment has been pretty poor overall. Now what has been good are the activities. There's plenty of activities on board. You've got things like the trivia, which we've done, and game shows, which have been great. You have things like a zip line, it is extra pay. You've got the slides on top, and you've got all of the pools and things. So I would say the activities have been really good compared to a lot of cruise lines we've been on, but the entertainment is poor. For one of the shows you have to pay for it. There are only really 2 shows on board. One which is the production show with the cast, which was okay. It was kind of a bit cheesy. It felt very Butlins from the UK, if anybody knows that, like a holiday park. So it's very kind of underwhelming. Not what we've seen on other Carnival ships with the big extravaganzas and big celebrations and things. It's been like a very cheap version of that, and like one of those shows being paid as well, $40 each for one of the shows, I think is really pathetic, especially just on a 3-night cruise. There should be a show every single night, but just one show, I think that's quite poor, guys. So really it has been underwhelming in that regard.
Another big complaint is that the crew and the customer service is terrible and rude. We have to completely agree with that. The service on board is basically functional. You don't get big smiles, you don't get hellos, you don't get that special feeling that you get on some cruise lines. It's very much transactional and sometimes does border on, frankly, rude. Trying to get in touch with people like guest services is basically impossible. We've never been able to get through to them. We've called 4 or 5 times, and there's always a huge long line at the guest services desk. Overall, the service borders on fine to poor. It's just not been good, it's not been welcoming, and it's not really been memorable. One disappointment for us is that it doesn't really have anything distinctly Australian or an Australian identity. Now, we don't know if that is different to P&O Australia, because unfortunately we didn't get a chance to sail on this cruise line when it was P&O Australia, but it feels like there's nothing distinctly different to a Carnival in America. It's sort of Carnival light, even down to the cruise director on his welcome show. Everything he was saying wasn't really Australian in the sense of he kept saying things like vacation. There wasn't any jokes that were really particularly about the region. Do you know what I mean? When you're on a British cruise line, they have a cruise director who really knows the audience and vibes with them. All that seems to have been completely stripped away, and it just was sort of very generic sort of carnival jokes that we've heard on the American line. It was kind of sad, really. I was really looking forward to something that was distinctly Australian. So this cruise really is for groups and families. There's big family groups on here, then there's big groups celebrating birthdays and milestones, a lot of stag and hen parties on here as well. So a lot of drunk people, guys. Basically, it's a booze cruise. It's a cruise that is going to nowhere. It is a little bit strange though, because they don't have drinks packages on cruises 7 nights or less. The only drinks package you can get on this cruise is the soft drinks package, but still we've seen people stumbling around at 8:30 a.m. with a martini in their hand. Hey, and each to their own. That's what it is. If you've got a big group, you're in a big hen party or a stag party or a birthday group, you're gonna come on here for 4 nights, have a blast, aren't you, with your friends? And that is what this cruise line is about, and lots of kids. There is lots of big family groups with lots of children everywhere.
So overall, I would personally say it feels like the cheap, poorer version of Carnival in the USA, North America. It just doesn't feel the same, guys. It's felt very underwhelming, and I feel bad for Australians in a way because this really isn't the Carnival product. It still feels very confused between what I think it used to be. What's really disappointing that is the food, especially on the other Carnival ships, has been great, and it's all been included in the price. So things like Guy's Burgers, you've got the Shack's Chicken, the Blue Cantina, which is the lovely Mexican place. You don't get any of that on here. It's all extra pay, and we're going to talk about that more in next week's episode. But overall, I think it has been very underwhelming. Now, how much did we pay for this cruise? Well, it was about $430 US dollars per night for both of us, so it's not the cheapest for what it was, really. Now, we did book the suite to have a little bit more room so we can work. It wasn't that much more expensive. It was about $100 per night more expensive than a balcony cabin, so really no difference. I think it was $300, so about 200 British pounds difference. So it was definitely worth it for that. We would recommend booking it if you can, because that Byron Bay outdoor area is really nice and much quieter. But overall, I think it's a bit of a miss. It's a very disappointing cruise line, and I can see why it got those low scores. Reviews were very harsh, but overall I think it's a real suffering cruise line, guys, and it's starting to feel very old and kind of rough around the edges. We absolutely wouldn't cruise with them again, and personally I wouldn't recommend them. If you can do a Royal Caribbean cruise, a Norwegian cruise, Princess cruise in Australia, definitely go for that. This is just, it's not good. Anyway, if you want to see another bad cruise, watch our Margaritaville that we did a few years ago. Now that one was a very bad one. Click on the screen now. Thanks for watching. That's it till next time. Happy cruising.